Okay, have you ever gone from a situation where it's like this to this? Well, maybe, there's been a time when you have gone from inside to outside and the sun is so polarizing, it's so bright. What happens? What happens is your eyes have to dilate, they have to adjust. And for a moment, you're kind of like, whoa, you're figuring out the difference as you've gone from one dark environment, or rather one environment, to a super bright environment. And I think the same thing is actually happening to a lot of people very much right now who went from working in a traditional office environment to now working completely remote. And they had an experience that first the point of orientation was before. So when you first leave a dark room, and this is not about dark and light and good versus bad, this is just, it was an example, maybe not the right one, but when you first leave a dark room, your orientation is to the dark room. Now, once you're out in the bright sunlight, your orientation is no longer to the dark room. Your orientation is to how the environment currently is. And I think many of us went through that, where our first orientation was still back to how it was, and then we've almost reached this week. The more people I'm talking to this week, there's lull's almost bad, but you're reaching a point where it's like, okay, and now the focus is starting to shift forward. I even know for myself this week, doubled down on some commitments with my discipline, doubled down on some commitments to get a little bit more proactive, a little bit more, I guess, sharper. And so just something to think about in where you're at and what you're feeling. Acknowledge what you're feeling, but make sure that you start to shift your orientation. Now, it's easy when we step out into the sunlight. Once our eyes adjust, okay. And then we find some tools, some things, some sunglasses to play at that level, to find the right fit. So as we are coming out of this, let's find the right fit. I knew I had to start getting some shirts on instead of hoodies. I had to start putting shoes on instead of wearing my slippers, although I do love my UGG slippers. Maybe I'll go back to my UGG slippers. Love you, Tom Brady. I don't know, is he still sponsored by UGGs? I don't care. I still love Tom Brady. Now I'm kind of like rooting for the Tampa Bay Bucks. I mean, Tom Brady's handsome. I mean, he throws the football real well, I think. Greatest of all time, Tom Brady. Yes, go Buccaneers. Sorry, it's just what you're gonna get on a Wednesday. A tangent from Josh. Don't let the orientation always be where you've come from. Realize that there's a shift, that there is a new environment. The sun is shining bright. Find a couple of ways to establish and orient yourself towards what you want, not what you came out of.